but in that weird, like, 10-15 second mark where I actually start recording and where it actually starts broadcasting, I don't know. I'm going to send out my Twitter stuff. So, DevStream is live. Oh, and I forgot to mute it. Ha! No, I didn't. I can't type. I said quick, not quick. Quick updates. And modeling. And then, of course, come watch, as always. Alright. Now, let me go back over to Twitch, which is... my cameras are all... or my stuff's all slightly wrong right now. Okay. I think it's all set up properly. So, right. Well, hello, everyone. It is November 9th. This is the November 9th TextQuest Dev Stream. It is Monday, so we're going to be doing some modeling. But before we do that, we're going to talk over some of the updates. I left you off last Thursday trying to get a new build up for last Friday because I had to demo TextQuest at a local indie games arcade. And I will show you the current build, actually, which I'm just going to play it from the beginning in the in the editor. If I can find my scene. Other splash fade. Maximize on play. So we'll go through here from the very beginning. And then I'll talk a little bit about what happened Friday, the feedback I got, and some of the improvements that I need to make, as well as a couple of other things to watch out for. So, I also added the Sleepy Owl logo. That was one of the first changes I did for this build. So we'll do start. We'll do new game. This is all the same. Right-handed. Of course, I'm a hero. Why wouldn't I be? This is the loading screen that we added last time. Very quickly. And I'm definitely going to change this to be something a lot more entertaining, because right now just loading is really boring. Sorry. I get back to my apartment late on Mondays, so I only had like 30 minutes to eat dinner and prepare everything before the stream. And read a little bit of One Punch Man, because as I started reading that, it's actually pretty good. Dear God, this is taking a long time. That worries me. Did something break? I'll give it a second. Oh, look at that. I was going to say, it's whenever something doesn't show up, something's broken. So let's see what happened. Well, I might play the actual build then. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, then I'm going to play the actual build. And I'll just talk over that. Keep the stuff open, that way I can see it. Game development, Unity, TextQuest, builds, Free Range Arcade. That's the event I went to. Then TextQuest Study Exe. And this is I was trying to show it in the editor because I have a bug right now where it sets your resolution to be really low for some reason whenever you play the build. I don't know why it does that, but it does, and it looks horrific. So I can go to Options, Video. I can change the resolution. It's also weird because this scroll bar over here, when you're in low res mode, like that really crappy low res thing that we came in on, you have to move your mouse up to move the bar down. It's very strange. Okay, but at least we can turn our frame rate on to 120 because I have 120 hertz monitor. I'll go. I guess that's kind of pointless. I'll take it down to 60 because I can't stream above 60 frames per second. So, really, my refresh. Anyway, and then we'll go ahead and go crazy. Anti-aliasing. Not VSync, because I was stupid when I set up that VSync. I gotta fix that. No, we won't do that tonight. It's not gonna be hard, but I hit apply. Basically, I have it doing every other frame for VSync instead of every frame. So if you're going at like 60 frames per second, then you turn VSync on, it tanks to 30 frames per second, which is just terrible. Yep, yes, normal, right, green, Y. And the reason that thing broke is because of the next thing I'm going to show you after I go through this build. I started doing some custom inspector stuff for the interactive objects because I'm tired of looking at the default inspector, which looks really, really stupid. So there's our loading screen. Of course, we've already shown, this intro area. I'm going to come back after I'm done and show you this thing over here. So we can get through all this stuff. All of this is, of course, fully interactable. Our reading doesn't work. That's a usability thing. I found a lot of people tried to read these paintings, and for some reason I said that you couldn't do that, but I guess it really should just default to look when you do that. We got our doors. Lighting is still not quite what I would like. It's still kind of wonky. Just because these aren't static doors, they're dynamic, so the lighting is different on them. Got our main hallway. And then, as we approach, we trigger our cutscene. We get a magic swirling vortex. And I think this is about as far as we got before. This is the last thing you guys saw. Then we have a particle effect with the wizard coming in. Turns around, faces the king, then he magics the king. So we get a nice gradient effect on the king as he turns from his gold to a gray stone. We get laughter. And then more magic. I didn't have any audio, so there's no sound effects. And of course you can interact with the king. What did I say to insult? Okay, that's a cheesy enough pun. And then everything else is pretty much the same. I don't think I did anything extra that you guys haven't already seen in here. Got stuff spawning. Got a new note. And found out the way that I have my JSON set up, parsing JSON for some reason doesn't do new lines very well. So \n or /n doesn't actually mean new line in Unity's text component. So these odd extra spaces here and here, and here and just those three spots. They should be new line, but they're being rendered as same line because it doesn't register the new line character as a new line character for some reason. So it's kind of annoying. And fun fact, so this whole message is like two references to things. One is, if you can read through that massive text, because it's not formatted because of the stupid new line character not working. Cost for services, 250 mids, is a reference to the original currency for Zork, which is a Zork mid. So currency for this kingdom is mid. And Campbell and Sons Secret Passages company is a reference to Bruce Campbell, because I happen to be watching Army of Darkness. So fun. That's what you tune in for. Trivia. Random references that I just throw in there because I can. We got our chest opening and closing, which I think I already had that in here last time I showed you. There was a small bug that I fixed with the way that with the way that the components were being done. So when you would open the chest, it would just say it was empty. Then you have to exit, then interact with it again. Try using NR. N is new line, R is return. I tried something similar. I tried RN. I didn't try NR though. I can try that. That might fix my problem. Hopefully it will. Because the other problem is that when I'm doing that parsing, I have to say turn new line characters into NR through the way that I parse it. I don't manually input this stuff, which is why it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I'll try that. Try using NR. Sorry, got a little distracted from my report. Everything else is pretty much the same. We still got the open curtains, that opens them, and we can pull the lever. Oh, pull the lever. That brings bad memories from Silent Hill. The actual order shouldn't matter. Okay. Well, I'll still try it. Who knows? Sometimes Unity is weird, and yeah, all this stuff is the same. But each one should have its own escape character. Yeah, you'd think so. And what's weird is I don't think like if I pause, hold on. Oh, I'm not in the editor. I can't pause. I'll show you this when we go back to the actual editor to look at this. But the escape characters are there. It's just not rendering for some reason. And oh, dang it. Okay, fine. I forgot that I put a magic barrier up whenever I do shit. I'll show you guys another fun hint that I did. New. Bright. Green. Yes. And yes. I also added this. I don't think I talked about this last time. I'm a big fan of non-standard game overs where you can do something and you have to deliberately do it. Like you can't do it by accident, because if you do it by accident it happens. It's frustrating. But I've made it so that you come into this hallway, but you can actually turn around. We got a door here, so we can examine it, do all the other things that you would normally do. So if I say open, it will say this. It took a lot of effort to get into the castle. You probably won't be able to get back in if you leave now. Type open. Not open. If you type open again, it will open, and then we'll get this. You ended the quest before it even began. No excitement, no wonder, just the easy way out. And then you can load or quit. So small stuff like this will probably happen, not frequently, but every now and then you'll get this sort of thing where you have to do it multiple times. Like it's not going to happen at once. You will have warning that it's going to happen if you do something like that. But I just like stuff like that. So, okay, so that's basically it for the build. Also, I don't think I welcomed you back, Quantum Thinker. But yeah, let me go look at the. So if we go to Castle Quarters. Oh, right, it's got to build my substances. I hope it's going to build them. I've never seen it red before. This is scary. This is like demonic. Ha! Let me just play, see if it'll build them. It should build them. Because it should call them to build. Man, that's just scary. Okay. Well, let's go to the castle exit and then go back to Castle Quarters. There we go. Ugh, that's scary. And then I realized that's entirely pointless because it's a prefab that I spawn in. So, kind of sneaked in when you weren't looking. What was I looking for? I think I was looking for invoice, I believe. Yeah, Royal Invoice. So, I can use this to show off the new editor that I'm working on. It's not finished yet. And it's still rendering the old one currently as well, just as a convenience. But you can see that I have actual nice toggles for info, which is just the basic stuff like what are its names, what are its plural names, what are the adjectives that describe it. Do you ignore it in groups and all of that, and what's its actual description as well as its text color. Verbs, I'm still working on the verb stuff. I should have wrote /r. I had the slash backwards. Yeah, it's forward slashes. Or back. No, it's forward slash, right? Forward slash is from the top left to the bottom. I always forget which one's forward, which one's back. But so you can see that we have our outputs. Output 1 is taken. It's because we can have multiple outputs. Any word checks, item checks, so for specific words or specific items. And the items are going to be something else, and I haven't gotten that far yet. But let's see. We want to go to read. So close these because I don't need them. So my output, you can see, is it says /myking. We have added yada 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 yada. And let me pull up the actual. So this is the JSON for it. really like editor extensions. Yeah, editor extensions are really cool. It's just really frustrating to make them because they're not very straightforward and they can get really confusing really quickly. So if we go to close, lock, light, extinguish, read. Oh wait, no. Wait, we want read. Right? Yeah, read. So this is the JSON that I get from the spreadsheet when I use my JSON or export to JSON tool. We have escaped JSON characters for like our slashes and or for our quotes, which I don't know if I wanted to do that. I probably shouldn't. So it says, you know, new line, my king, and we can royal invoice. So we can actually, oh. That's interesting. Why is my editor script went crazy there? Okay. Weird. What the heck? Oh, great. I broke something at some point when I was doing my editor scripting. So you can see whenever I open up verbs, the editor gets super wide for some reason. I have no idea why, but that's fine. Anyway, so we can actually clear all of this. It'll clear it. We still have a reference to the JSON. We can hit update again. And we're just going to use the default inspector for now. And this is the other reason that I wanted to have a custom inspector, is because I can't see what these verbs are when I'm looking at them. But now that I have this, I can just go, oh, there, I want to look at read. So that's whenever I have output open, I guess. Is it all outputs? No, it's just that one output. Why is it just that one output? Fine, whatever. So, want to look at read. This is our current text. That's what it says whenever we'll interact with it. So if we play, right, it's not going to have the player drop right in there, is it? Let me grab the player. Except they're called hero. Hero. Just grab them, plug them in there. Let's play. I think we're right inside of a door. So this is going to be fun. Oh, right. So we're going to pause, and we're going to move our guy way over there. And then we're going to look at our note, which didn't spawn. That's curious. Weird. Okay, so apparently everything's just going broke. Oh, right, because of that null reference. Dang it! Ah! I broke everything. Fine. We'll just do this. Not the wax key. Royal invoice. We're just going to move this all the way back to where I spawned. That way I can just examine it as soon as I pop in. But yeah, I'll probably... I lost my mouse. I'll probably be doing some more editor scripting later this week. I might actually save the rest of the editor scripting for Thursday, just because I think that's an interesting topic, and people would probably like to actually see me do that. So here's our note. So if we say read. Oh. Yeah, that time it didn't... Oh, right, I forgot I had to manually get rid of them before. So it doesn't even recognize new line characters, I think. It will work if you type in... So you can't do the string representation of new line characters. You have to do the character representation of new line characters. Excuse me. Which means... So even though /n, or /n, is the character for a new line, in a text component, so if I pause, I said if I pause, there we go, and then let's go to our UI, our view container, our input, root, output, scroll area, output label. So this is our label, this is all the text that's on there, so even if I get rid of this, if I do, let's do /r/n, hit next because it needs to update, it's actually not going to change any. I'll try to maximize this, that way you guys can see it. And of course, maybe lose my spot. So /r/n doesn't work. Yeah, that's what you would have to do. So you would have to have, essentially, you'd have to have your string plus, then single quotes. You can't use double quotation marks. Single quotes /r plus the rest of your text, which is terrible if you're trying to parse. Well, it's not JSON that's the problem. It's Unity doesn't use those characters. So if I actually get rid of these right here, then manually do it, boom, it works. So I could do stuff like get rid of these. So that's what the note should look like. Oh, wait. Yes. I might have to shorten the note. I don't like it being that long. Anyway. Format string. I think that's JSON, isn't it? Let me check. Oh. Because there's a... Well, I guess it's not JSON that's the problem, though. Hold on. You mean like using it as a literal string? Converts the value of objects to strings based on the format specified and inserts them to another string. Oh, I didn't. So I could specify, basically replace this string with, in C++, it's probable, standard, and many. Oh. I mean, I do something similar. Well, not similar, I guess. Where I basically hunt for those escaped characters and then I manually replace them with Unity stuff, but it's kind of awkward. So what would it be like? This? I'm gonna look at this real quick. Wait. Am I thinking of Oh, yeah, no. Well, hold on, let me pull up my code here. There's something. I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something like, what is it? String.format. And then it's like this. And then you have basically those special characters. One, whatever. And then you could say A and B. Are you thinking of that? Like that line, basically? Because I've done that before, but the problem... Oh, you know what? I wonder, can I specify characters? Oh. Well, that might be interesting. Okay. Haha. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that. Because Monday. Monday is not for programming. I gotta stay focused. But I'm gonna make a note of that. So I'm gonna stick that. Where do I want to stick that? Interactive object inspector. Interactive object. No, verb. Verb. Hold on. Go to definition. And go to output. New output. Use string dot. Yeah, but the pipe can be your escape chart. Yeah. So use string dot format. For outputs. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to look into that later. Well, thank you, Quantum. It's a very, very good idea. Okay. So I should one make sure that I got rid of this stuff. Okay, got it. Okay. So that's essentially where we are right now as of this build. So let me delete these two things because I don't need them anymore. And And will real quick show the rest of the inspector off. So yeah, custom inspector. That's my current sort of project. To make things easier on myself, and it's pretty nice overall because I have just a lot more fine control over everything. The only downside is that I apparently just have really weird things happen at some point when this no, and now it's not. see now my output isn't breaking interactive object on rate. So I don't know. So yeah, weird stuff happens when you do editor scripting, but hopefully I'll be able to get that solved out, and we'll take a look at it Monday or Thursday as well. So all the updates out of the way now. We will go ahead and start actually doing what the main topic for today is, which it's Monday, so we're going to be modeling. My next big modeling thing that I'm going to be doing is the level for the Magma River, which... sorry, need a drink. I already have, actually, go to YouTube. Some parts of that... Well, I have the entire layout designed already, but... Was it my channel, I guess? I'm always slow with this stuff. I should have private videos that I posted. And I can never remember how to get to my frickin' videos. So, I think I've shown this before. But this is the current... I have a giant flaming moth character that's going to be in there. And this is what the lava texture I think is going to look like. Oh man, that looks so low res. Oh, it's because it's buffering still. But yeah, that sort of short 5-second clip is what I'm going for the Magma River. We'll have that nice orange tone to everything. Let me replay it. Let's go back to like here. We'll have our giant flaming moth with particle effects coming off of it that just say fire and flames. And yeah, that's basically what I guess the goal is. The aesthetic goal is to sort of have this very orange tone to it. And that's to complement the Terra Lacus level that we'll get to later. That we talked about way back, hit my mic, way back a long time ago when I was modeling. Since that's going to have a more blue aesthetic, I wanted an orange aesthetic over here so we have that nice cold, warm dichotomy going on. But yeah, so we're going to be working on more, on the actual level for this, because that was just a throw together to make things that look nice. Sweet, I still can't get over how nice Texas material works. Yeah, it's nice, but it can sometimes be a bit of a headache. Not Epic Games. I accidentally clicked on the Unreal launcher. So I'll actually show you guys the substance that I made for that. Let me close. It's gonna update Epic. Hold on. Game development, Unity, TextQuest, art, substance, environment, underground, Magma River, lava. Close this. Close this. So this is the actual texture or the material that I made in Substance, and it was kind of thrown together, but it's actually it's the first material I think I've used that has emissive on it. And maybe I've talked about this before. I don't remember if I did or not, but it actually does have an emissive channel. I hadn't done that before on a Substance texture. So if I go to, I think I actually have this level in Unity. Scenes, underground, Magma River. I do. So you can actually see this with, I have the hero in there so we can walk around and look at it. But we have our flame moth. Oh, I don't have the texture scrolling. It should be scrolling. Let me fix that real quick. Material, scroll, and I think I did 0.5 for the Y. So when we play, oh wow, that's super fast. No, it's actually more like probably like 0.125. So we get that nice scrolling effect with our flame moth. But yeah, the orange area on the texture is actually emitting light. It's where all the light in this area is coming from. So all this orange tint is coming from this material that's acting as a light. That I'm just walking on lava. Yeah, I was actually kind of happy with how it came out. Okay. Focus. Minimize. And so I guess I should probably get my level layout. Let's go to Drive. I already have the layout of the level design. Design. I don't remember. Environment. Level layouts. Here we go. I designed these a long time ago, and I just have not really done much with them because I haven't had the time yet. So the initial idea is that we have sort of like a Roman architecture sort of thing over lava, basically. You only had time to show me a little in Substance. You said the issue was it rebuilt them when you loaded the Unity project or something like. Yeah, that's a Substance in general thing. I wasn't sure if I'd showed the actual like lava Substance before or not. But yeah, I also got to figure out a better way to handle the loading for substances. So the Magma River, the level itself, is actually going to be this very like sort of grand ruins type scale thing. So you'll come in from the caves area on a lift. You'll just be in this enclosed cave area. Then you'll walk out onto this platform, which is just this giant open area that's this is underground. I should specify that too, because at this point in the game you're underground. So you have this, stone ceiling, stone walls, all this stuff. The entire ground is magma with a magma fall in the far distance. And then you can actually go down these stairs here to get to the central sort of like Roman-inspired ruins. You got some buildings falling apart, and you can go into most of the buildings, do some exploring, try to get stuff, and ultimately you're trying to get into this central arena area. And that's where you'll actually have a fight with that flaming moth. And, well, when we get, probably a month from now, when we get onto the topic of that moth, Pompeii. Yeah, I didn't even think about that when I made it, and then a lot of people I've talked to about this are like, oh, so Pompeii. I'm like, crap, right, that happened, didn't it? So yeah, I might have some references to Pompeii because it's been a long time since Pompeii. Tragedy plus time equals comedy. So I'm pretty sure it's okay to make jokes about Pompeii now. So yeah, this is sort of the idea. This level design might change a little bit because I like to model things as I go on. Art imitating life. Yeah, that's true. Because I have a very loose flow when I'm trying to build levels. I'll just be building. I'm like, oh, this will work better over here. So we'll just start modeling, and I think we're going to start with the. Let's start by doing something that we haven't done before. I think I'm going to block things out with primitives to get a sense of scale first, and then I'll actually start adding in the detail. I feel like that is a better workflow than just like model one building, model one building, model one building completely, and then try to hope that everything works out. So let's get back to Maya. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to add a plane. Simple. We don't need any divisions on it because it's just going to be massive. And then I'm going to go ahead and go from a top view. And we're going to change its height to be 50, which I guess is its width, apparently. That makes no sense. Oh, no, that's because I made its width. Okay. And its height should be 75, I think. Because that's kind of what I'm looking at for this. It might not even be that extreme. So if I go back here, maybe make this 60. 65. I like that. There we go. I'm a horrid modeler, so I'll be learning a lot. Well, hopefully I'll be able to at least teach you some nice practices, I guess. What do you model in? You model in like Blender or Cinema 4D, Maya, 3ds Max, Modo, and that's all the 3D modeling software I know. At least that I can think of off the top of my head. And also, I'm a horrid modeler too, hence why everything's squares. So there's our base, and now we're just going to start blocking out buildings. So, actually, real quick. So we have our scenes here. This is going to be ruins. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go to recent files, throne room, because I want to make sure that my magma city is not like just half the size of my throne room. Let's go to edge here. So this edge is at negative 6.5z, which will probably put this one at 6.5 positive. So that's what? 13? So 13 lengthwise is 13 meters. So it's going to be about 5 times this width, basically. Probably closer to 4 times this width, which would put it out from about here to here. That's how wide. Yeah. That's how long it is. Okay. I think that's good. Mostly Blender. I used to use 3ds Max back when it was DOS-based, but I was unable to continue with the upgrades. So we're talking about me doing modeling in the 80s. Yeah, things have changed a little bit, although in a weird way they kind of stayed the same. Because 3D modeling is still just kind of, you know, using quads everywhere. And then I guess if you're doing really advanced stuff, you use NURBS, but I don't like NURBS. So yeah, let's go back to file, recent files, ruins, don't save. So I think this is a pretty good size. We might make this 70, just so it's a little bit longer. So basically, actually, no, this might be too big even. Let's take this down to 40 and 60. That might be better. So this is basically just 4 widths of that throne room and about 3 of its lengths, basically, which is pretty nice because that throne room's freaking huge. So we have, that's the base, don't need to worry about it. And, oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to go ahead and pull my outliner so it's over here and you guys can look at it. Because I like to have my outliner. Oh, Jesus. There we go. I don't remember if I can... No, I never figured out how to dock the outliner. That'll be something for me to work on. So I'll call this Ruins Base. Alright, go ahead and save. Next we're going to have a cube, and actually I'm going to go ahead and pull up my level design. I'm just going to move this over to, well, move this over. And that way I can look at it while I'm doing my design. So we're going to go ahead and say cube. So there's our cube. Let's move this over here. Ugh. Right, I always want to hit control, but it's C, or it's X. I did learn this nice shortcut. If you hold down X, when you drag, it will snap to the grid. And if you want to do snapping to a vertice, or to an edge, you can hold down V. And then you'll be able to... of course, it's not going to do it this time. Why aren't you going to do it? No, because you want to spite me, huh? Fair enough. Fine. Well, you can still hold down X and it'll snap. So, that's weird. V usually snaps. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and model out, like, or not model out, we're going to brick out, why did I say brick? We're going to block out our areas, so the buildings that we're going to be working with. So let's just go ahead and say, let's go with a depth of 5. It's got to be bigger than that. Depth of 10. Really. See, and then this happens where it auto locks snapping for some reason. So it's still not working there. I don't know why it does that. Okay, sure. Doesn't Maya allow for onion paper to put your drawing behind your grid? Oh yeah, it does. You're right. And you know nothing works as expected. It does. I don't remember how to do it. It's been a while since I've had to. But it's probably okay anyway because I'm not like modeling off of an image so much as I'm just using it as a basic layout. And I'm doing a lot more in the 3D perspective, which I don't think you can do it in the 3D perspective. I think you can do it on these side perspectives. But I can take a look real quick. I think it's an image plane. Yep. So I can do that real quick. Let me just download this file. Download it as a PNG. So image pane. Let's go to my computer. C drive. Oi, really? Downloads and level 1 is what it's called. So, okay. So let's scale it up. And I don't remember if I can... I should be able to set it to be transparent, I think. Oh, geez. It actually just made it a plane. Really? That's not what I was thinking it was going to be. I thought that it just projected onto it, but it's actually... weird. Okay. Sure. Why not? Let me go to the attribute editor. Here we go. Yeah, I can set my alpha on it. So we'll set my alpha to 0.5. And then from there, I guess I'm going to just sort of... That's cool, no worry. Just kind of thought the higher end modeler would have that capacity. It does. Yeah, like I said, it does. I just completely forgot how to do it. So that should be basically what I want. Although I will set its scale to be... let's do 5 by 5 by 5. And then we can blow everything else up. So let's change this so that its width is 30, I'm guessing. Ah, great. I have some slight off-center. So let's move it a little bit like that. Is that good? Yeah, so a little bit more to the left. And there. Okay. So now we can say... I wouldn't know the send it to the back. Yeah, I think it automatically, I guess, projects things behind it. So whenever if I click off of it, it's like everything's opaque. But if I click on an object, it becomes semi-transparent, so I can see the image behind it. So that's pretty nice. So let's change our width a little bit more. I'm guessing 25. No, 25 is too much. 28. We'll go to 30, actually. We'll just round up. And then this will be 40. Oh, wow. Really a lot shorter than that. 35. Close. Actually, 35 is pretty dang accurate. So 30 by 35 is about what I want. I might actually make it a little bit longer. So we'll make this kind of want to round up to 40. I think I'm going to round up to 40 just so that I have a little more room to work. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, yep, I figured that would happen. So we're going to go ahead and make a new group and call this ruins. And we're going to drag our ruins base into it. And we're going to make a new layer. That way I can toggle it off. Ruins, layers, create layer from selected. I'm going to call it ruins layer. Hit save. And we'll just toggle it off. That way we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so this cube is our basic shape. It's going to be this small building over here. So let's change our depth to be 5. 3. 3 looks about right. I'm guessing that I'm going to have to finagle with these all. Really? There. So that they actually look nice in Unity. But I just want to get a sense of scale for now. Width is 7. Dang it. Close. 8. So close. Okay. Then we're going to have to go up here. And we want to change our height. So what should our height be? Hold down X, move it up. About there. Let's make our height 2. That's pretty good. We'll see what this looks like when we get into Unity. Because I get the feeling I'm going to have to scale it up like 200 times at least. Or something like that. So we'll call this building A. Then let's go ahead and add another cube. Hold down X so that we can snap it. Move it over here. And let's set its size to be, let's see, its width should be at least 4, I think. Yep, 4 by 4. Sweet. And its height, I want this to be a sort of tower almost. So I'm going to go ahead and say 4. Oops. 4. And we'll have to go over here to actually change things so that we can see it all. Let's drag it up. That's pretty good. We'll call this building B. I kinda don't know if I should. Let me see if I can. See, now it snaps. It just didn't snap to what I wanted. So, oh, come on, move. So let me go to W, hit Insert, W, and then, oh, dang it, Insert. Ah, really? Oh no, it's because they changed the gizmo for it. Ugh, all over the place. So now I'm going to hold down V so that it'll snap to the edge. And I'm also going to hit space so we can do this up here. And then I'm going to hit insert again. That way I'm actually pivoting at the edge here. I'm going to hold down V again and move it up. So there we go. We got a nice flat surface. Jeez. All that effort. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and put in another cube. Bam. Hold down X. Snap it down here. Move it over here. And it is going to have a depth of 3 again, with a width of 10, not quite 10. Is it 8 again? Kind of looks like 8 again. I think it's 8 again. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit insert, which is not going to work. So insert, hold down V so that it snaps. Insert, hold down V, and scale up. There we go. Nice. So let's go ahead and do another cube. I think we're just going to be saying another cube for a while, so I should probably start talking about something else. Anyone getting Fallout 4 tonight? And by anyone, I guess I mean you, Quantum Thinker. Oh no, we do have a third person watching, but um, I don't know if anyone's planning on going out and getting that. We're just, getting it on Steam because we live in a civilized era, I suppose. Um, so my depth is again going to be 3, and my width is going to be 4. I'll say 5. Um, go ahead and insert B. Snap it down. Oh, not I. Really? Doesn't want to do that. Oh, it's because it was. There we go. So, let's go ahead. Another cube. Move this one over here. And it's going to be. Oh, I forgot to do the height on the other ones. I'll do it later. So this one's going to have a depth of 8. Really? That one's going to be 10. 9. Then a width of 3. I'm not into war games. Do puzzle and strategy. Fair enough. I'm probably not going to get it tonight. Just because if I get that, I won't do any work. So, probably not gonna get it. I'm sure I would like it, but there's no real reason for me to get it. Not right now, anyway. I've got to keep track of these. Building C. Call this one shop because I know it's going to be a shop. Building D. Get another cube. Move this over here. Let's set its width to be 2. I don't like how shallow these are. I kind of want to make these. Let's make this one 3. Let's make this one 4. Then make this one's depth to be 10. Really? It's going to be 9, huh? Okay, fair enough. Shorten this one to 8, actually. Extend this one to 10. Well, since I clearly am having a lot of dead air, Steam is wanting $59.99 for Fallout 4, still on pre-purchase at this moment. Yeah, I mean, that price isn't going to change. I don't think so, anyway. And again, Christmas is just around the corner, and I'm sure Bethesda will find it in their warm hearts to give us a, I'm guessing 10% discount. So, it'll only be $54.99 or $53.99 instead of its normal $60. Like the caring individuals that they are. Let's duplicate that. Just drag this up here. Oh, really? That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, if that's the case, let me delete this. I'm going to change this. Drag this up 1. Drag this up 1. Duplicate building D again. Move it up to here. That's a little more. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm a pretty big Fallout fan. I like Fallout, but I don't know if I'm going to go crazy for it. Guard post. I don't know what I... City Hall, actually. Probably what I'll call this. E. So, I'm making pretty good progress on this. Yeah, only mortgage the car instead of the house. Yeah. Yeah. That's the price for paying for playing games that are new. Anyone can play them when they've been out for 5 years, like I do. When they're out for 5 years and they're like $10. Depth is 3 again. Our width is going to be 8. close. I do need to insert this to there. Insert on V. There we go. Just like that. I kind of don't. Oh, also, I want to see how far. We're pretty close, actually. Oh, God, no. On the bottom, we're way off. We're going to have a lot of extra space. Okay. Well, spent huge money on software before, too. Yeah, software is expensive. Games, we joke that games are expensive at $60 a pop, but software is just criminally expensive. You're just like, I want $200 to do the most basic thing, please. So let's go ahead. Maybe I can add some extra space here. Let's move this up to here, I think. Yeah, kind of like that. So I'll have some extra space to basically have like a walk area around here. What I want. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want. Okay. So, and actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this entire cube have a width of 16. No, 20. No, not 20. 18. Aha! So it's just going to be one building. Right there, I think, right? Yeah. It's close. Insert. Go to V, snap it. Insert. There we go. And then we will have our, let's call this building F. We'll have one more building before we go in and test things, just to see what the outlining buildings look like. Because I feel like it's kind of boring just sitting here. So 3, and I'm guessing a width of 8. Width of 9. And then insert. Set insert. There. B. Move this up. Insert again. There we go. Okay. Let's go over here. We gotta change all of our heights. So, I think we decided to make this one 2. Most of these are going to be 2. Just because it's not incredibly tall. Some buildings are, but those are the key buildings that you're supposed to go to. Most of the buildings are meant to just be, you know, shops, homes. I'll flinch at $50 for a game, but I won't give 500 to 1,000 second thought for software. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing about software is they kind of condition you to just be okay with stupid amounts of money. Change our height to be 3 for this one, I think. And change its height to be 1.5. Height to be 1.5. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah, right. It's because I duplicated it. Bah! Hate that it does that. So width of 4 and a depth of 8, I think is what it was. Yep. And a height of 3. And a translate of 1.5. Yeah, because I mean, software is just stupidly expensive. I really kind of don't like how expensive software is. But there's no good. I mean, it makes sense. It is fair because they do put a lot of stuff into software. It's not just, you know, doing one thing. Well, most of the time. Sometimes it does just do one thing. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Because there's stuff like nice, what are they called? Installers, basically. really nice installers or programs that will make really nice installers, and they can be upwards of $1,000. And they're really, really awesome. They're like, there's no denying that they do really cool stuff, but God, it's just so expensive. Software is more like an investment. That's true. Well, I think the other thing is for software, most of the time that you're buying software is when you use it for your work. So maybe the thought is they can make it expensive because you can just write it off as a business expense, basically. Let's make these 2. So you do have you have justification for making it so expensive because mostly maybe businesses or enterprises are going to be your customers, not just individual people. So let's go ahead and make that 1 and then change its height to be 2. Okay. Building E, of course. It's up here. And then building G. Okay, so this is the outer layer of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and, well, before I do that, I'm going to make a new group. Call it buildings. I'm going to move all of these guys into buildings. Move this into ruins. Make ruins visible. Oh, forgot about that. Buildings A, B, C, and shop need to have... There we go. And let's move you forward to there. Nice. So we're going to export this entire thing, bring it into Unity, and see if it looks nice. Or, no, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So go to Ruins, File. I can never find Export Selection. We're just going to call it Ruins. I don't think I need to do anything specific over here. We should be fine. Export Selection. Let's go over here to Unity. Just turn this stuff off. We might make our magma river just so that we can have a nice, consistent river. Go to models, levels, underground, magma river, create, folder, ruins. All right. Now we need to go to substance, art, models. Should be levels or environment. Underground, here we go. Magma river. Good, it duplicated it. Love it when it does that. Scenes and ruins at FBX. Drag that right into here. Ta-da! There's our guy. I'm just curious. I'm going to blow it up by 100 because I assume that's going to be small. Then I'm going to also drag it into here. See what... Oh my, yes, that's way too small. So was I correct in saying 200? I really hope that I don't have to just import all of my models at 200 scale. Kinda what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and move the plane down. So like -10. And then I'm going to scale it way up. Be like 50 by 50 by 50. Okay. And then let's go ahead and just put a collider on this. Just a box collider will be fine. Then hit save. Let's play. So this is what the current scale looks like. And oh wait, I forgot about the moth. It's a little small. I think it could stand to be a little bit bigger. So here's our shop. God, it looks like the lava is moving so fast because of... so it's a little small, I think. If these were, ancient Roman-style buildings, I would expect them to be a little bit larger. Maybe... Here, let me check. So first, let me turn this way down to 0.5. 125. Also, let me select this. I want to try 300. I think 300 might be too big, though. So let's play this. Because I don't want it to be too wide or too long. I don't want it to take an eternity to get from one side to the other. Well, actually, that's not that bad. Oh! What the heck? What just happened? My base didn't expand. Let me remove this and then add it again. There we go. So, let's see what it looks like when we just get close to this stuff. So it seems like it's fine. It's not bad, I don't think. This actually might be a pretty good scale, 300. Because the tall buildings look tall, but not obscenely tall. Because remember, this is sort of like a Roman style architecture, so it's not like they were skyscrapers. I might. So this is how long it would take to sprint from one side to the next. Let me time this real quick. Like if I just go in a straight shot, it shouldn't take me more than 10 seconds. So stopwatch and go. We're at about 8, 9. Okay. So that was about almost 10 seconds. I'm going to try doing 500 or 400. Because the buildings could be just a little bit bigger. Apply. Let me just add it again. Okay. Let's see. I mean, part of the problem is that it's visually dull right now, so it's hard to judge distance. Like actually, I might go ahead and slap some just random materials on here. So let's change our ruins base to be a substance, maybe. I want to change it to sewer floor would probably be fine. That way we can just have at least a texture to reference, not just, flat gray. So there's our... Okay. So this is a staircase. I'm coming in right now. God, the lava looks just so fast, even though it's moving so slow. So, I would like it to take no more than 15 to 20 seconds for me to sprint from this side of the map to the next. Because if people are sprinting around trying to solve puzzles, trying to get from one building to the next, I don't want them to suffer long periods of waiting. So, let's stopwatch again. Let me reset it. And I'm going to see how long it takes me to sprint in a straight line to the building at the far end of the wall. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So hopefully this won't take too long. No more than 15 seconds. We're at 14. Okay. I like this size then. So 400 times size is a pretty nice size of things. Because the buildings don't look like I could leap over them. They look pretty standard. It's about what I would expect from Roman architecture. The pillars can be significantly large when I get in there and start adding pillars. And arches and windows, there's plenty of space for stuff like that. So this level is meant to be like the big level. Like this is where you get that nice urban environment, so it feels like an actual civilization was here. So I think this works. I think this scale works very well. And let's see what it looks like with some of the other primitives in there. And once we'll probably only do the blocking out tonight, just to sort of see how things look and give it a sense of scale. But let's go ahead and move our buildings back out of ruins. That way we can turn off our ruins layer. And then I'm going to add more shapes, basically. So we're going to add a cube. Let's go ahead and add this up here. Its depth is 3. It's good. All buildings, I think, are going to be at least 3 deep. Change its width to 6. It's close, 7. Okay. Let's add another cube. Move it over here. Set its width to be 3. Depth to be 7. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and add another cube, and we'll manually get rid of its edges here. So its depth and width are going to be 3. Oh, not height. That's going to be 1 still. Oh, and subdivisions 1 and 1. Oh, wait. They were already 1. 2. That's what I meant. 2 and 2. Entirely unnecessary because I'm going to have to just do everything anyway. So, I'm going to go to edge or vertex. Control C. Control C. Face. Delete. Okay. That's basically all I wanted. Oops. Ah, crud. And then shift fill hole. Which I can never remember. Fill hole. Right there. Alright. So that's our sort of small alcove. Let's go back here. Yippee! Progress! Oh! Yeah. Sorry, I was running around the environment in Unity real quick. I'll show you that in a second. I just want to finish blocking out the primitives. I was testing how much I should scale it up when I pull it into Unity, because I wanted to get a sense of how large the level felt when I was in the actual character. So let's set my width to be 3. Depth is going to be 7 again. Slide this down a little bit. Oh, we have a little more room. Let's do another cube. Drag it down here. Depth is 3. Width is... Let's go with 10. We're actually 11. Made it a little awkward for us all. And then, of course, another cube. And that's going to be 3 by 3. Back here. Let's go to vertex. Vertex. Select these. Connect them. Select these. Connect them. And get rid of... Oops. Accidentally got rid. There we go. So we can have that nice triangular edge. Let's go to edge. And right click, fill hole. Like that. Save our progress. So the only thing I have left to do is the arena. And the arena is heavily inspired by the Colosseum. So get that nice circular area because I love paint and text and circles make it really hard for me to texture anything. So, you know, yeah. Circles. Let's change its subdivisions axis to be 16, I think. what I usually do. Let's change its radius to be 5. Whoa! Oh, I did 45. I was like, wow, 5 is a lot. 6. 6 looks pretty nice. Let's move it out here. Okay, so that's our. Turn this on. Change this to 14. No, 15. Really, 8. Too much. 7. 9. Dang it. The front has to be a. Not gonna do it, is it? Okay. 10's a little too short. Let's go to 12, and I think 12 will be the extent of my rotation, or my sides. So we have our, let's get our height. Actual height should be, I want it to be taller than everything else. So 6? Like, it should tower over everything else. So let me get these. I changed their height all at once. I don't think I can. Their height should be 2. Oh yeah, look, I can. Translate y should be 0.1, or it should be 1. Nice. Okay. So there's our internal buildings as well. And now we'll pull this into Unity. So I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to call that that. Let's drag these into buildings. Drag buildings underneath ruins again. Hit save, and then we will export this. Export selection. It's going to be ruins again. Yes, I do want to replace it. Let's go back to Unity. Show this in Explorer. That way I can just do a nice replace. Over, replace the file. Okay, so now let's see what this looks like. I'm inside of the arena, I'm assuming. So, yep. Okay, so here's what it actually looks like in Unity. And remember that this area, we're coming down the stairs, so this is when we first get into the, this is one of the first 2 areas that we can get into. This is the long way. The short way would be down here, from initially entering this area. So we'll come in here. We have our shop to our left. We have a nice villa sort of thing over to our right. We have some internal areas over here. How do the alleys feel? Alleys feel nice. They're not too wide, they're not far apart, but they're not too cramped. They might actually be a little too cramped. I might move things a little further to the right just to give this a little more breathing room. Because I would like to have like a staircase or something here going up. So let's move over here. See how things look. Look pretty nice, pretty nice. I like having this extra walk area over here. We'll of course have to have parapets, I think is what they're called, to keep people from just wandering off into the lava abyss. And this is what it looks like when we get out front. We'll have a much wider open area up here, of course. So I'd like to have at least one sort of semi-open area. How does it look when we're walking through the back alleys in front of the arena? So we got some pretty good space here. It's still kind of close to the arena. I might move the arena up a bit. Let's see. Yeah. I kind of like it as it is. I might move the arena up just a little bit. So like, if I move this to here, I think I'm also going to turn off my flame moth. Or, what if I made the arena? Oh, not the base. What if I made the arena go all the way to the edge? and then I could have its opening be here in the center of town. So let me play this, see how this looks. Because the idea is that the arena is the ultimate goal, so this circular building is where you ultimately want to end up. But I want it to be very obvious throughout the entirety of the level. Like, you should be able to see the arena no matter where you are. I think I need to increase its width, actually. It kind of feels small. So you should always be able to see the arena. I might even need to make it a little bit taller. So it just needs to be scaled up in general, I think. And maybe have the width of the level widen a bit. So we can come out here. Yeah, it definitely needs to be bigger because it feels. I mean, it's the biggest building, but it still feels small compared to what I want it to feel. It needs to have that dramatic impact. Like, this is where everyone went in this city. They all went to this arena. Okay. Let me just check that. Let me scale it up like 1.5. 1.5. That looks pretty nice. That's nice. See, it's big, it's towering, it's hulking, you can see it. And once it's textured, I'm sure it'll be nice to look at. Or at least I hope it will. And I like the idea of coming down the main steps of the City Hall area and just walking straight into the arena. Also, I think I scaled it up, so it should move it up a little bit to about right there. There we go. Just this towering building is what I would like it to be. So I should be able to see it all the time. Or at the very least see part of it. So yep. Going into the walls there. And of course we can see it over here, because we're in the open areas. And it's just a really nice effect that when you get closer to it, you see it. Just gets really nice and imposing. And then couple that with the yeah, I might need to make the rest of this level spaced out a bit more. So my building sizes won't change, but my actual base is going to need to scale up just a little bit to accommodate the sizes to make things feel a little less cramped. But yeah, and we'll have our flame moth. I want it to be like right here. Just right over the arena. So when you come in, you'll be able to see it. Did I turn it on? I did. Good. Let me see. Yeah, it's right there. So when you initially come into this area, I want you to be able to see the flame moth fly in and go into the arena from the top. I like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the stream a little early tonight, just because I have some other work that I need to do tonight. But I do like where we got. Length and width, definitely, yeah. Getting it to feel so you're not claustrophobic is the important thing, because I would like this level to be a little more open, with a lot more back and forth between buildings, trying to solve puzzles and get specific items to solve things. So yeah, I definitely like this sort of layout. Space things out just a little bit more. Give me a little bit more room to work with. Don't need to scale the buildings themselves up. We just need to space them a little better. But yeah, I think that's a good spot. Well, thank you, Quantum Thinker, as always, for watching. You're my first repeat watcher, I think. Oh, no. You're my second repeat viewer. And yeah, I think that'll be it for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be doing texturing, so we'll take a look at texturing the buildings themselves as well as the floor, and maybe trying to do some of the lava stuff. Maybe, I don't know, get it to look right. But we'll sort of look at that as we go on. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.